Welcome to part two of this five-part series where we focus on implementing the laws of power and bringing them to life. I'm Ben Dowell, and this is Power at Work, where we help you bring the laws of power to work and make them work for you. So let's get going. So first, we're going to jump into time horizon. So time horizon is about the number of interactions. Is this a very short term with one or two interactions, or is this a long term effort with numerous interactions over time? And I want to give you an example. So let's jump into this. Here we focused on Law 3, which is about concealing your intentions. Remember, concealing your intentions is not about lying to people. It is not about being devious. It is about recognizing your fundamental right to self-interest and your fundamental right to privacy. Okay? You do not owe anybody the intimate details of your life's goals and your intentions. You don't owe that to anybody. And that's just the way it is. So here in this example, if you think about a long-term effort, when you're talking about concealing your intentions, let's say you're going through the long-term effort of earning a promotion to vice president. And in order to earn that promotion to vice president, it'll take 3 to 4 years. But one of the key things you have to do in those 3 to 4 years is you have to earn an assignment in Europe. Let's say you're in the States and you want to earn that assignment in Europe to get that promotion. Now we're talking about concealing your intentions. So what you have to do is you have to develop an adjacent, plausible explanation for pursuing that assignment. And you've got to be consistent in that explanation over a series of interactions as you network, as you build relationships, and as you advocate for yourself in order to win that European assignment. But yet you're going to keep your true goal of winning the promotion to vice president, you're going to keep that to yourself because really only bad things can happen if you're very outward about that. People will start to work against you subconsciously, as you saw in Law 3 of Robert Greene's fantastic book. So what you're going to do is you're going to avoid outwardly telling anyone about that goal. So when someone asks you, why are you seeking that assignment to London? You're going to tell them, well, this is going to allow me to build a skill in XYZ, some skill that you actually want to build, that you are interested truly in building, that will also clearly contribute to your future. And then you're going to layer in something personal. Plus, my spouse has some family in London who we almost never see, and we're excited to build a deeper relationship with them. Now, again, certainly you want that to be something that's true, but this is your story you're going to tell over a series of interactions of weeks, months, and maybe even years as you advocate and build towards this assignment to vice president. So that's an example of a long-term implementation of Law 3. So let's talk about short-term. Short-term with Law 3 is certainly going to be a little more direct. Here, you're in a meeting and you want to ask an open-ended question that doesn't reveal the underlying purpose of the question. This is an interview tactic, but it's really an information extraction tactic. And if you reveal your true intention, it will destroy the tactic. It'll destroy your ability to succeed. And this is just another good example is you don't owe somebody your true intention. Don't forget, human beings are smart. They're wired to tell you what you want to hear. So as soon as they know your intention, they're unknowingly going to start thwarting you because you told them what your intention is. So they are going to try to respond with what you want to hear instead what they think you want to hear instead of the information you actually need to accomplish your goal. So here's an example. A good example would be to ask, what software package are you best at using? That's very open-ended. You started with a what or a how. They could take that in many different directions, but your true objective was to learn if this person can use MS Project, Microsoft Project. So you've avoided asking, do you know how to use MS Project? Because if you ask that, you will clearly reveal your intentions to learn about their direct skills in MS Project, and instead ask them what software packages they're good at using. If you ask them the open-ended question, and out of the 5 packages they mention MS Project, then you could be much more confident that they do indeed have great skills there. And you can ask follow-up questions and probe further. But if you just ask them, do you know how to use MS Project? You've revealed your intention. You've given them the answer to the test inside the question itself. And they are going to fight tooth and nail to convince you they are an expert in MS Project, whether they are or not. So that's our part 2 on time horizon, one of the critical pieces of the power implementation triangle.